Hello students, today we'll study about silk, that is the second part of the chapter fibers to fabric. About wool in the first video we have discussed. Now we will discuss about silk. Silk is obtained from moth, that is called silk moth. That is an insect. The name of silk moth is Bombyx mori. Bombyx mori. This is the scientific name of the silk moth. By this, silk is produced. Although variety of silks are produced and that have different texture, some are coarse, some are soft, some are shiny. On the basis of variety of silks are there, such as Tasar silk, Muga silk. These are the types of silk: Tasar silk, Muga silk, तो कोसा सिल्क, so these are the variety of silk which are produced by variety of silk moth, and the name of the silk moth is Bombyx mori, which is used for producing silk. Among them, mulberry silk is most common, that is produced mainly it is used to produce. For that purpose, silk moths are reared, and the rearing of silk moth for the purpose of producing silk, that is called sericulture. That is called sericulture. The rearing of silk moth for the production of silk is called sericulture. In this, first mulberry plants are grown, and because the silk moth feed on mulberry leaves, whatever their larvae are there, that they feed on the mulberry leaves. So they are purchased, the eggs of the silk moth is purchased, and they are kept in proper condition, and when hatching take place, the larvae are kept at the mulberry leaves, they feed on that and they grow. So now what is the life cycle of the silk moth? So silk moth is an insect. In this sexual reproduction take place, male and female both are separate, male and female. So after mating, the female lay eggs on the mulberry leaves, and these eggs, after some days, hatching take place from the eggs. Whatever larva comes out, that is called silkworm or caterpillar, that is the silkworm, and the adult of this is called silk moth, that is called silk moth, and this is the larva which is called silkworm, and that is also called caterpillar. Don't be confused from the larva of the butterfly, that is also called caterpillar, but it is the larva of silk moth. This is not the larva of butterfly. Some of the students are confused, they write about butterfly in the life cycle, so there should not be any confusion. The larva of caterpillar, larva of silk moth is also called caterpillar, and the larva of butterfly is also called caterpillar, so don't be confused. This is the larva of silkworm, is the larva of silk moth. So this caterpillar comes out, and that feed on the mulberry leaves. It feeds on mulberry leaves approx 5 to 6 weeks, and that grows, and during that whatever gland secretes silk fiber that also grow, and the day comes that it stop feeding, and then it is ready to enter in its next stage, that is called pupal stage. So when it is ready to enter into the pupal stage, at that time that stop feeding, and then it start to its gland, that is salivary gland, that start to secrete a fluid, that is the fiber, that whatever fluid is that is made up of protein like fibroin protein is there, that when it come in contact of air, that get hardens, that become solid, and that forms the silk fiber. During producing silk fiber, the larva bend its head in various directions. That's why whatever fiber is produced, that is wrapped around it. So around it the fiber is wrapped, and because of wrapping of the silk fiber, that is covered, that covers itself inside the fiber, and it forms a ball like structure, oval ball like structure, that is called cocoon. Inside the cocoon further growth take place, and the caterpillar now change into pupa, and inside the cocoon its further growth take place, and after when it grow completely, then it comes out from the cocoon by cutting it at some place, that cuts and open and comes out, that is the emergent of young moth. Young moth comes out from the cocoon. So after coming out, that may be male, that may be female, then again the life cycle started, they mate and mating take place, and then again egg laying, caterpillar, formation of cocoon. So this is how its life cycle is continued. For the production of silk, before coming out the larva from the young moth from the cocoon, since when it will come out, then it will cut the silk threads, silk fibers. So before coming it out, the cocoon is collected by the people to get silk. That is why so that the silk fiber may not be cut into pieces. If the young moth will come out from the cocoon, then that will cut, and the fiber will change into small pieces. So it is a continuous fiber, it is approx 1.5 kilometer. The fiber in one cocoon is, the length of fiber in one cocoon is approx 1.5 kilometer. So you can imagine that how fine it is, and it is continuous thread, it is continuous fiber, and if it is cut by the young moth, then it will be changed into pieces, and that quality of the silk fiber will be not good. So before coming the silk moth out, it is collected and it is boiled in water. This cocoon is boiled in water because some of the sticky substance are there which stick to the fibers together. So during boiling, the sticky substance whatever are that dissolve in water, and whatever inside larva is there, that also die, that also its body becomes soft, and then the fiber are squeezed. During squeezing, the larva whatever is present inside the cocoon, the body it breaks into and come out and mix into the water, and the fiber of silk get free from each other, and then this fiber is taken out from the cocoon, and the process of taking out fiber from the cocoon is called reeling of the silk, that is called reeling of the silk. This is the raw silk that is used for making fabrics, means making yarn by the process of spinning, and before that, that is colored into different colors according to the desired colors. Whatever color of choice is there, that is color in that process is called dyeing. So this is how silk is obtained. This silk is used for making various fabrics, since it is lustrous, it is lightweight, and it is bad conductor of heat. So it is comfortable to wear in summer season also, it is comfortable to wear in winter season also, because in summer season it keeps cool, and in winter season it keeps warm. So that is liked by people, mostly it is made for making sari, etc. So it is liked by the women's silk sari, since it is lustrous and lightweight. So silk is produced in this way, and the life cycle of the silk fiber, of silk moth, we have discussed already. Now this silk fiber was first discovered in China. One story is given in your NCERT book, that is at page number 30, that we will read that once the exact time of discovery of silk is perhaps unknown. According to an old Chinese legend, the Empress Si Lung Chi was asked by the Emperor Huang Ti to find the cause of the damaged leaf of the mulberry leaves growing in their garden. The Empress found white worms eating up mulberry leaves. She also noticed that they were spinning shiny cocoons around them. Accidentally, a cocoon dropped into her cup of tea, and a tangle of delicate threads separated from the cocoon. So this is how, according to this legend, the discovery of silk was done. In China, it was discovered very early, approx 5,000 years ago, and in India it comes approx 1700 years ago, means after very long time it came into the India. It discovered in China, there it was restricted, means they do not go out. So in India it came 1700 years ago. So this was about this chapter. Now if you have any confusion, you may ask. Thank you.